You ever looked at a flower and realized that you're not broken, you're just tired? That's what one dahlia did for me. I never expected for this dahlia patch to change everything in my life. Let me tell you now how this space changed so much in my life for the better. Hi, I am in my flower patch. Why do I bother having a tiny flower patch? This is probably what means the most in my entire garden. If you don't know me, I'm Melba, and I actually am one of those that had corporate burnout, and I hit a wall 5 years ago. It was pretty bad and scary, and I ended up journaling a lot, and I mean a lot, because I needed something to help me and I had no idea what that was. And my mom bought a dahlia and I became obsessed, and I realized that while I was journaling I just could not stop talking about these dahlias. I ended up creating just one area that I could walk in and be completely surrounded by these flowers, and that's the area that has most meaning in my entire yard. It's not the prettiest, but it's probably the one that means the most. I ended up deciding that I had to create a flower patch that was nothing but what makes me the most happy. And it's completely bare until summer, because I don't put anything here except for my summer flowers. I know I can put tulips and spring stuff, but I'm not out here a lot. It's still cold. Look, I'm wearing this same sweater because it's the heaviest sweater. It's high of 60 right now, which is crazy. But I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna be doing to this. I already started this on some of the videos before on under seasonal garden. You'll see that. But I'll show you some of the things that I'm doing to get this to be more dreamy. I absolutely love this space, so I want to nurture it more this year, because every year I just plant the dahlias and flowers, and I think I want to plant this a little better. So I have some plans on what I'm going to be doing to this that I'm going to share, and then I'm going to start moving things around that I will speak to you about, and go ahead and just get it ready so when my other flowers that are growing are ready, I can just bring them out. I've had this little anchor thing here, which I have to trim it today to open up more space on the back and in front here. I think I want to do some cosmos here. I wanted to go ahead and add my dahlias, but what I'm going to do is move, like I have this coneflower and I have that one. I have one on my other garden. I want to move them further because they grow about 3 feet tall. So I want to get one here, and maybe one here, and then I'm gonna put some baby spread, alyssum, and then I'll have petunias or things that are annuals on the front. Beautiful alliums, but I think I'm gonna remove them. I want to open this up to put as many dahlias as I can. I also have a hollyhock I grew from seed here. It's a champagne color, and this row, which by the way I'm doing differently this year, I am curving on this. Is a climbing rose, but I am, if you see, I am making them horizontal to get them to do the shoots so that it blooms even more. And I'm noticing this is already all about to start falling off, but the roses are much bigger, get more petals on them than they did the last few years. You can see right here there's a horizontal, so I'm doing that all over, but it's getting a lot of blooms, more than the previous years. Really working. Look at this. Are the steps I show you on the video that I fixed because they were loose on the soil, so I put stones and a little higher now, so I think it's a lot more stable. I did a little one there, and then I did this path. Did a couple right here. These are some of the plants that I got. Plants are in such good shape. I did cut this one down because it did have like that foam. That's aphis, a type of aphis. But this is a yarrow, and look how big. Mine are like this small. And this is Bells of Ireland. They only had one. I had no idea. But I'm going to be adding that to the garden also. Here, I think it's an annual. It doesn't spread because it does get cold. Here's the allium that I grew from seed. And then I picked up some of these lettuces that I think I'm gonna be harvesting some lettuce today, and I'm gonna probably plant these. These are so pretty. Look at, it's like a mix. And then I'll decorate this table, and at least this area will be almost there. I still have to do my potting bench. If I have time, I'll do that today. But I'm gonna get going with this, and I'm gonna start with getting those coneflowers moved. So here's my sweet peas, and they did awful this year. And this is the second year they get stunted because we get heat in the high 70s, and it's so sunny, not one cloud, that things get stunted. And even my peas, my snap peas, also the same issue. We were pretty cold the past week, so you can see how it's starting to grow. Not sure what I'm gonna do with them, if I'm gonna keep them or not. I would love to know if I'm the only one, or do you have a spot in your garden that means so much to you? Leave a comment below and tell me which one that is. I hate to move this, but I'm not gonna see it. I hope I don't stunt it. So I'm gonna put it right there. I didn't plan for this patch to mean so much. It was just about a flower that I fell in love with, something to plant when I didn't have the energy for much else. But every time I came out here, even just for a few minutes, I started feeling something that just shifted. There was something about tending to something small, like this dahlia, that reminded me to be just caring and gentle with myself. You don't have to do everything at one time, just show up. This wasn't about designing something that was super perfect. It was about honestly surviving something that was so hard for me. I needed a place to feel safe and to feel like I belonged again, and somewhere that was just quiet and where I could forget and just celebrate what I was doing at that moment. I'm gonna place this one here, right there. Hopefully I don't stunt these and they flower. I'm gonna be sad if they don't flower this year, because they've taken a whole year to grow. This one I think grows around 3 feet tall, so I think I'm gonna put it next to the, I may move the coneflower again and put this next to it. The yarrow, this is the Bells of Ireland. And then the yarrow, I don't know which type this is. I'm assuming it grows 3 feet, but it could be much taller. I think this one may be taller. I think it is, because I think I saw some other ones that were large over there, like larger pots, and they were really tall. So I think I may place this on the back. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'll place this all the way back, because I think it does grow pretty big. Let's get going with these. Okay, so I'm gonna move this down Or maybe I leave it and I'll put, I mean, I know this needs like probably a foot of space, and that's about a foot. It'll be tight, and then I'll put an aster over there. Oh, there we go. Woo! That is ready to go in the ground. And I think it's safe right now too. I'm just gonna get my hands dirty. Okay, those two are done. They're pretty close together, I know. They're probably only like 4 inches, but I plant pretty close. So if you straighten that, that's 6 inches apart. And yarrow is a perennial, I think, but I don't know if it's a perennial here. I guess I'll soon find out. I will place some fertilizer. Okay, this is where I'm at. Coneflower, Bells of Ireland, coneflower. Then I'll be adding asters there and next to this one here too. And I'm going to be adding asters here. So I have 4 of them that I grew. So I think I'm going to put just one on each of these areas. There's another one. There's one here. Okay, I think I have everything I want to put in here right now. I'm going to get some fertilizer to put in. Going to go ahead and do the trimming of those 2 plants. I think they're called nandina. I love nandinas, I think that's what it's called, but I like it because it's all green in the spring, so it's something green that looks really beautiful. But I like to keep it when I'm gonna grow my dahlias, where it's almost like a tree there on the bottom, so I'm cleaning it all up. Okay, that works so much better. I cleaned it all up, all the little stops that were underneath. I did make a little scab on that one, but hopefully it'll be okay.
You try to burn me down, but my spirit just refine like a phoenix from the ash. Find my strength from within. I am stronger than before.
belonged to the bird where she had the babies on my green stock. And I'm going to put it here. And this is the one that I have the heart over there. I'm going to take it and put it in here instead. I placed that on the console, but I have some little black rocks here for now.
You try to burn me down.
This hydrangea is beautiful, but it's starting to take over on the potting bench, so I need to clip it. If you can see, look how they're flowering here. See all these flowers? So pretty. It's stunning. Looks like lace. It really is so nice. You can see it here. I think I'm gonna just get stuff on here because I have a mess here. And that way this whole thing will be done. If you find yourself in a place where things feel so heavy and you don't know where to even start, I made something just for you. It's called the Yearly Garden Goals Planner, and I did not create this to be pretty or perfect. I built this with all the love that I have because I know what it is to need to find a way to come back to yourself. And through small and simple steps in the garden, I found myself again. And maybe you can do that for you too. I will place a link and you can download it if you're interested. But if nothing else, I hope that this video gives you a little more space to breathe today and each day. A little character. I think I'm gonna do that and get some flowers for here eventually. I may need to do this lettuce another day. May the garden be the place that can give you what you need, all for your mind, body, and soul.